All right. Righty. All right. So we're doing a little pre-show now, and I want you guys to let me know if everything sounds okay. So let me know if you can hear me okay. If I'm too soft, too loud. We'll also do some other tests of stuff while we're here. Make sure everything is running smoothly before the show begins. I got cables running all over the place here. Yes.
Where'd your hair go?
Oh, it's over here. Okay, so let's see. Sounds good so far. Everything seems good. I can hear you just fine. Okay, now let's try some of these sound effects out.
Incorrect.
You tell me if they're too loud, too soft, whatever. Hopefully you guys can hear those sound effects. If they're overly loud, let me know. I can turn them down a little bit.
Yeah, baby.
Someone says it's all good. Okay. Someone says, Eric, will the top 25 trains be able to run at some point on the stream? Not on this stream. Later on. I'll get into that in a little bit. The ones that we're going to run here are the top 5 from the vote. I've got them ready and tested. They ran okay about a half hour ago. Hopefully they'll run okay during the show. Now, just a little pre-show stuff. So we're going to be doing a couple things here. So we're going to do trivia during this game, and the trivia is going to be done through my website, ericstrains.com. So we'll see how this works. This is the first time I've done it during a live show, so hopefully we did a couple tests on with my Discord folks, but we'll have to see how it works in real life. So the trivia is going to be on the website. It'll have a timer and it'll keep score, and then the winners, of course, will get various prizes and so forth like that. I've got another game that I just built that's a Price is Right type of game. I don't know if it's ready for prime time. Maybe if we're having fun, maybe we'll try it. I haven't given it a full shakedown test yet, but it's kind of a Price is Right game where you get shown a picture of a train. Don't tell you it tells you what it is, but it doesn't tell you the brand or anything like that or the model number. And then you have to guess at the price, and whoever is closest to the price, of course, wins. So yes, there may be technical difficulties during the trivia. Hopefully it'll be okay. But if you want to play the trivia, make sure you have an account on ericstrains.com. It's free to create an account, but that's the way we're doing it. And I'm trying to get all this stuff in the site because I think it's going to open the door for some fun stuff like the voting for stuff we run during the shows, voting for stuff we're going to buy, which I am going to buy a train during the show that you guys voted for. and stuff like that. I'm changing stuff and adding stuff all the time. I haven't started making it into an app yet. It's still web-based, but at some point it may go into an app, and then that way it'll make it easier to watch a show and play games at the same time. I don't know how well it's going to work right now, or if you're watching the show, can you do the website at the same time? We'll have to see. It's easier if you're on a computer than on a phone. I'm going to tell you that right now, but I realize most people are probably on phones. So, or if you have a TV and then your phone for the trivia or something like that, 2 devices is better than 1. So we'll find out about that. So, but to do that, you got to create an account on the site. Again, ericstrange.com. It's free. There's no strings or anything. I'm not going to share your data or anything like that. I will send announcements out when I do a custom run, which is only a few times a year. I will be doing some custom runs out of the new Lionel catalog that's coming out this week. Actually doing more than one, so that should be fun. And yeah, so lots going on. So let's see here. What do we got? 5:48. We'll see if we have any questions. And if you log into the site, I forgot to say this. If you log into the site, if you create an account and log in, you could submit questions for the show, and it makes it a lot more likely that I will see your question, because if you ask a question while in the chat of the video, it's not always easy for me to see it. So now I don't know if one of my moderators is on right now. If you are, speak up. If not, I guess we'll have to find a moderator. It's Sunday night. Not everybody's free. I know enough people in here where I can probably make somebody a moderator if we don't have one already. The custom run announcement, no, I'm not going to do it during the day because the catalog has not been released yet. So Lionel would probably and Legacy Station would probably not like it if I spoke ahead of time. Now, I'm sure there's people out there who have already leaked the entire catalog, but I'm not going to feed into that. When is the Hiawatha video coming out? I'm working on it, but there is one more ingredient that I decided to add to it. It's something that I have to buy, and it's not cheap. And so I'm working on that. And as soon as I get that, that'll be the final piece of the puzzle to do the Hiawatha videos. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. Some of the stuff going on. How many GG1s do I have here? I think there are 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 14, 15, 16. There's 14 scale versions, 13 of which are Lionel, 1 is MTH. And then there's 2 semi-scale versions that are, this one is from the MPC era from 1978. This is the Century Club version that I did a video on not too long ago. That's from 2000. So fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know if we have a moderator for tonight, so I'm going to see if I can see someone that I recognize, and maybe they'll get the there he is, Sam Gable. Hey, Sam, you want to be moderator? You feel like being moderator? I know, Sam. If you are, let me know, and I will make you a moderator, and then you can help if anybody gets out of control, kick them off or mute them or whatever. Yeah, we're missing Anthony. He's not here tonight. He's busy tonight, so he might join us later, but he's not here right this second. And my other moderator, Joker from Joker's Trains, he's getting ready to do his own show tonight, so he's probably pretty busy himself. You see, well, there's more above than you can see on the on the camera. If I move the camera up, you could see, but trust me, there's 16 of them. Soon to be, by the time I'm done, there will probably be 18 or 19. I'm still deciding on some of those, which kind of figures into the the votes that we did. Let me show you the votes, how the votes went. This is pretty funny. So we, let's see here, share screen. Oh, shut up. Okay, there we go. I just set up this Mac, so no, I'm not gonna. Okay. I already did that. Entire screen. No. Window, Chrome tab. Okay, let's see. Okay. So here's the votes for what we're going to run today. This is how it panned out. Now, the voting ended at midnight last night. And the reason I ended it at midnight and not when the show started was this, so I would have time to get everything ready, make sure everything was going to run properly and behave, and get all the cars out necessary to run the train and all that kind of stuff. So the Freedom Train AC9 came in first place, not surprisingly, given the year that is. I don't have any Freedom Train cars to run with it as of yet, but I am going to be running it with the American, kind of appropriate, I guess, or inappropriate, depending on your point of view, the American Orient Express cars that Lionel put out a couple years ago. I figure those are a close enough stand-in. They're real nice. We have the Vision Line GS4 in second place. Very grateful that everyone voted for the Appalachian Western Appalachian Mountaineer Vision Hudson. The passenger cars have not arrived yet, but I'm hoping they'll be here soon. And then in fourth place, we've got the Dino Express set from Menards, which I thought was hilarious. So we are going to run that. And then we got the MTH Santa Fe Blue Goose in fifth place. An oldie but a goldie. That's a great set. Still runs great. And although it was acting a little funny at first, but now it's running okay. And then you can see the rest of the list there. Quite a lot there. So, and if we have time, I thought maybe if we had time, we'd run the Siemens Charger or maybe the Nancy Hanks, but we probably won't have time. So we'll see. So that's what happened in first place. In the you vote for it, I run it. Now, let me see. Where's the votes? Train vote results. So here you can see the results of the nope, not the wrong vote. The buy vote. Okay. You can see the result of the you vote for it, I buy it. And this was really interesting. The Century Club 773 Hudson came in first place. No idea why. That's really interesting. Really cool. Fortunately, there's some on eBay. That's the thing about this, they have to be for sale. So a lot of times, at first I had a write-in option where you could write stuff in, but it has to be something that I can buy. If it's not for sale anywhere new, I don't want to get it, or I can't get it. So these are things. Everything you're seeing here is for sale either on eBay or at a train dealer of some sort. So that's why they're on the list, and they're also on my wish list of things that I want to get to sort of fill in the blanks of the collection. But interesting that the 773, from 2000, not a modern engine at all, got first place. I was surprised. I thought you guys would vote for the most expensive thing, which was the Vision Line GG1 freight set. But that came in fourth place. I will get that eventually because it's one of the GG1s that I want to get for the GG1 collection. But yeah, it's very interesting that everybody that everyone voted for the 773. We had the War Bonnet. I think that's the Northern. Is it the Northern? The Lionel Santa Fe War Bonnet from 2023 in second place, and the Chessie GP30, another old set from 2005 in third place. So interesting voting here. Now this voting closed right up until, I think it's still open actually. So you could actually still put in your votes and before I buy it. But that's interesting that the 773 pulled out. So yeah. Anyway, now I've redone my site because I figured 20 years was a good time to revamp the site, and I haven't touched it in a long time, and I had to, it was just getting stale. So I redid it, and I'm pretty happy with it. We've got the collection is almost up to date. The locomotives are up to date, although somebody emailed me the other day saying, I think this locomotive is missing from your roster. And they were right. The Lionel H7, for whatever reason, it didn't make it in here. So I added it. It's in here now. But so the locomotive count is correct. Well, almost. All the O scale locomotive count is correct. My HO stuff isn't in here yet. The rolling stock is still off. It's probably off by several hundred, I would imagine, but it's getting there. The process of updating the inventory has been a undertaking I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's been a big thing that I've been working on. And you can see it's got all the breakdown of the fleet and everything. You can see stuff on pre-order that has not come in yet, and some pretty cool stuff on pre-order. I'm really happy. I'm really excited about these Atlas Trinity cars, the Trinity reefer cars, ice cold. Those will run with the Ice Cold Express. The Tropicana reefer cars. Very excited about that. The third rail next gen Acela. That's going to be great. Appalachian Western 3-pack. So yeah. Lots of cool stuff on pre-order. And of course, there are big boys. We've got the 250 tour version, and we've also got the Pilot somewhere in here. Yeah, there it is. Those are the two of the new big boys that I ordered. And then there's a lot of Atlas in here, and I've got the third rail Golden Gate Depot Man of War set in here too. So lots of cool stuff on pre-order. And then we've got the wish list, which is the stuff you guys voted on. Just stuff that I'd like to get at some point to sort of fill in some of the blanks in the collection that I've wanted to for a long time. And then I also split it up, and I have a new section called the Special Collections, which is sort of a curated, well, like it says, curated groupings from across the collection. So these are sub collections that I thought would be fun to do separate pages on. So you can see the Hiawathas. I've started looking at doing some of the history and the background, but I haven't finished that. I'll show you what these are going to look like when they're completely finished. So here's the Lionel diecast metal ES44s. So you can see I wrote the entire history of the diecast ES44s, why Lionel can't make them anymore, and the ones that I have. They made nine of them, I think. Was it 9? Yeah, 9. I have 5. Now the 4 that I don't have are alternate road numbers. So there's a UP, there's another UP road number, there's another BNSF road number, there's another Kansas City Southern road number, and I think there's one other. What was it? BNSF 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might have to revise that. There are either 8 or 9. The BNSF one, they cataloged the same one twice, so it's a little confusing. But anyway, so I'm working on that. trying to give like background information on this stuff. I'm going to do the same thing with the gensets, the die-cast metal genset switchers, which can't be made anymore. I've got all those. And you can see a total of 10 of them were made between 2009 and 2012. And those can't be made again. Then we have the GG1s, which I'm still working on getting all of the ones that I want, but you can see there, I haven't really put much history in there, but I will at some point. We've got the Norfolk Southern Heritage fleet from Lionel, which I now have the entire fleet minus the new stuff that they're about to put out, I think, which is I would imagine they're going to put out the new Heritage stuff that's been going crazy this year. So minus the new stuff, I have all the original Heritage fleet now. And then there's the Vision Line Commodore Vanderbilt Hudsons, which are polarizing. Some people like them, some people don't. But I mean, these are the Vision Line Hudsons. I've got some of the, I think I've got one of the regular Hudsons in here too, maybe. There it is. But so just, going through my collection and doing some sub collections. There's my MTH European O scale. I haven't written any history on it yet. I've heard rumors MTH might do some European stuff again. We'll see if that comes to fruition. So yeah, having a lot of fun doing this, and we've got you can see all the custom runs we've done with Eric's trains. Soon to be there's going to be 2 or 3 more added to this list later this week, and then we've got the the videos for YouTube and stuff, all the YouTube videos and all that stuff. So and you can go to the store to buy merch. I'm about to put out a new some 20th anniversary merch that's going to be celebrating 20 years of the channel, and that's what we'll be giving away today as prizes. Some of the prizes will be 20th anniversary t-shirts and coffee mugs and stuff like that. So it's 6:03, so the show has officially started. So welcome everybody. We were just going over the website, looking at the new stuff I've built, and this was all the whole inventory thing, getting the inventory up to date. I built an inventory app of my own to help get my inventory up to date. There are other inventory apps out there, but I know how to build it. So I wanted it to do exactly what I wanted it to do and integrate with the site exactly how I wanted. And so I built it. It's another site called iTrainDB, which is where I do the inventory. I'm not going to log it in front of you because it shows the value of the collection. I'm not sure I want to publicize that, but yeah, it keeps track of the value of the collection, the inflation adjusted value, and it does some. It uses a lot of AI assistance and without the AI assistance, I wouldn't have been able to get the inventory up to date. It has been hugely, hugely helpful to get everything in the database, standardized, uniform. AI is great at that kind of boring stuff of organizing data and stuff like that, and it's been priceless for getting all this stuff up to date. I've also got some AI integration going on with how I add stuff into the database. I've got it now where I can just take a picture of the train on the track, and it knows what it is and looks it up and knows how much it cost and what year it was made and all that stuff, and then just sticks it in the inventory. So it's been a kind of a godsend of getting the inventory up to date, because I've got a lot of trains, and manually doing them one at a time in a spreadsheet or something just was not an option, or typing them in by hand. Anything that required manual work was just not an option, because that would take about 50 years to do that. So, but anyway, I'll remove that and we'll come back. So welcome everybody to the show, celebrating 20 years of the channel. And we're going to be doing some fun stuff. hopefully I'll be able to fit it into about 2 hours. We're going to be running the trains you guys voted for. I'm going to be unboxing a brand new train that I had overnighted just so we could unbox it during the show. It's nothing insanely special. It's a new train. It's a steam engine, big steam engine. And it's really pretty. And so we're going to unbox that. We're going to, I'm going to buy a train that you guys have voted for. And then once that arrives, I will do an unboxing video, and since it's an older train, I'll do a historical video on it. And then we'll be doing some Q&A. I'm going to get my portable camera and take you on a tour around the layout and show you everything. So this should be a lot of fun, and hopefully it won't be too boring, and everybody will be okay. And hopefully we'll be able to fit it into about 2 hours. That's what I'm hoping. So if you missed the pre-show, we're gonna also be playing games, trivia, and so forth. But to play the game, you need to log into my website, ericstrains.com. You can create a free membership account, and then you can play trivia. I've got a Price is Right game that we might try out, and that's going to be fun. And we'll be giving away prizes with the trivia game as usual. So that should be a lot of fun as well. So yeah, lots of stuff that we're going to be doing. So I guess we'll start off. Also, if you log, I said this earlier, but if you log in on the site, you can submit questions, and that way I'll be sure to get it. If you put it in the chat, I might see it because the chat can scroll by kind of fast sometimes. And yeah. So let me see here. Oh, there's Joker. Okay, he's here. He's there. Sam Gable, I forgot to get back to you, but if you want to be a moderator too, because I know Joker's got a show and he might not be able to be here the whole show. So if you want to be a moderator, Sam, let me know in the chat real quick, and then I'll go and make you a moderator real fast. That way we have somebody policing the chat. So, all right, let's see here. So I guess we'll start off. I'm just going to start off. Let me make sure. I want to make sure if I see Sam reply. So I guess I'll start off doing a little bit of reflection on 20 years, and then we'll take some questions, and then we'll get busy doing some other stuff. So I created the channel 20 years ago on this day in 2006, July 19th, unless I got it wrong. But last time I looked, it was July 19th. And there he is. Okay, Sam. I'm going to make Sam a moderator real quick. So give me a second here. I want to make sure we have someone. Most people who watch these shows are cool, but every now and then you get a turd in there, and you got a Joker's doing it too. So we have there we go, community moderation. So that is Sam Gable Eastlake. Sam Gable. Did I spell it right? Is it this Sam Gable Moonshot? Is that what it is? Let me see. I think that's it. Is it Sam Gable Moonshot? Looks like it is. So okay, Sam Gable Moonshot. I hope that's your profile because you're now a moderator. There he is. Okay, yeah, you're a moderator now. So we got Joker and we got Sam, two good guys, and I think they'll do an okay at policing everything. We got a super thanks from Steve Williams. Thanks, man. $20. Wow, thank you so much. So yeah, I started the channel 20 years ago in 2006. I don't think I really put up my first train video for a little while after. And then at that time there were not a lot of well, YouTube was fairly new for the first of all, but there weren't a whole lot of train channels, and the train channels that were there were I just said it. They were not very good. You would see people show a train and they would be like, this is my boxcar, and it's made by Lionel, and you know, and that was what it was like. That the extent of YouTube channels about O-gauge trains, and so I decided to start doing videos, and with a determination not to say the word and to just have it be straightforward and to the point, and pre-thought out, and not spur of the moment like a live show. And so that's how it started. And then just started doing some running videos and just stuff like that. Didn't know what was going to go on. And then finally, as many of you know, thank you. Hey. Hey, man. Thanks. JIWII 2000. I know you, man. I haven't seen you. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Thanks, man. $20. Wow. And then, as many of you know, I was just doing these videos, and then the video that really put the channel on the map, so to speak, was the Lionel Vision Line ES44 hybrid, which I still have. Fantastic engine. And that really kind of got the channel taking off, and it's been history ever since. And the funny thing was, I didn't really originally order it. There was a friend of mine who had ordered it and said, you know, you should check this Vision Line ES44 out. It's a pretty special engine. And I didn't order it because a lot of people didn't order it, because the price at the time was just insane. I mean, this was at a time, it was the price on the Vision Line ES44 when it debuted in 2009 was $1,000. And this was at a time when diesels, the top of the line diesels, were like $450, $500 tops, you know. And to see $1,000 diesel in the catalog, my reaction was like most people. It was just like, that's insane. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on it. Who do they think they are, you know? And so I didn't order it. And then later on, this friend of mine, he said, yeah, you should pick it up. And so I did. And my jaw dropped. And then I realized it was worth every penny of that $1,000. But it didn't sell well. It was so under the radar because of the price that Lionel actually had to lower the price in the next catalog down to $875, because nobody was buying it, because people just didn't get it. And I think part of that was Lionel's fault. I think if you look at the catalog, I'm going to do a video on this one day, but if you look at the catalog, they really didn't do a great job of saying what they should have said, which is, this is the most incredible diesel model ever made. This is one of the most incredible models, period, ever made. All they said was, this is a new Vision Line engine. Here are the features in a list. It's die cast metal. You know, they listed all the features, but it was done in sort of a matter-of-fact way. And so that's why people weren't ordering it, and they had to lower the price. Of course, then I did the review, and people were able to see how incredible it was. And then they all sold out, and they became a very collectible thing, and they still are. You can still find them on eBay every now and then, but they're usually, if they're not damaged in some way, they're usually $1,500 to $3,000, somewhere in there, depending on the who, what, why, when, and where. So, and then they did the Canadian Pacific version, which was just as beautiful and just as great. And that was an amazing time. And it was, you know, if you looking back over 20 years, one of the questions I got from somebody was, you know, how has the hobby changed in the last 20 years? And there's good and bad, just like everything. It's like, how has the world changed in the last 100 years? Well, there's been good things and bad things. And back then, when one of the things I really appreciate now is looking back, is that the modern era of Lionel trains, which I think that term needs to go away, because I think to collect, and I think it is to some extent, but the modern era, I think a lot of collectors call the modern era, if you look on documentation, the modern era is 1969 until now. And that there's so many eras in that. We have the MPC era, that's pretty established, but then we have the after the MPC, and you have just distinct eras within those years. You have the Richard Kuhn era from 1985-ish until he sold the company in, what was it, 95, something like that. Then you have the LLC, at the beginning of the LLC era, and you had Richard Maddox, who actually just passed away, sadly. And then you move from that into the Jerry Calabrese era, Prezi or Jerry Calabrese era. And then after that, the Howard Hitchcock era that we're in now. And I guess now we're transitioning into the Lionel Brands era, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But you really see there's, looking back, you can see some clear eras that have gone by. And if you look back, Lionel, between about 2004 and 2014 or so, I mean, they were just on fire. They were taking risks. I think a lot of that was Jerry Calabrese was a risk taker. Some of his risks paid off. Some of them didn't, like trying to move the headquarters back to New York. That didn't work out. But he was a risk taker, and the Vision line was all about taking risks. The Vision line is something different nowadays. It's still cool and everything, but it's transitioned into something different. Whereas back then, when the Vision line first came out, I mean, it was just incredible. You think about it, when the first Vision line engines came out, the first 4 that they debuted, that we had the CC2 that nobody really knew about, the 210-10-2, which was very obscure. I think that was Neil Young's idea. And then you had the ES44, which people knew about, but it wasn't like incredibly popular. And then you had the Genset Switcher, which was just an oddball new diesel that was fairly new, that not a lot of people knew about or cared about. And there was no Vision line big boy. Nowadays you would think they would debut the Vision line with a big boy, a Challenger, something like that. But no, they did 4 relatively obscure engines. And that was the point. They were doing stuff that had never been done before. And that, to me, was what the Vision line was all about, doing things that had never been done before. And then over the years, it kind of morphed. It's kind of morphed into, well, let's take a model that we already have and upgrade it and make it even better and turn it into a Vision line model. And so then you started having like the Vision line Challenger and the Big Boy and the GG1. I think the last, I could be wrong, but I think the last brand new model for the Vision line might have been the Centipede, or maybe the GG1. Maybe they tooled up that new. I'm not sure, but the Centipede was really the last really brand new model, and ever since then it's been sort of stuff that's I think that's been it's new tooling, but it's taking what they have and sort of making it better in a lot of ways. I could be wrong in a few of them. The GG1 might have been a newly tooled engine, and that's how it's kind of gone since about 2014, 2015, something like that. And it's not that it's bad now, it's just different. It's just a different mindset now. It's more like, let's make the best of what we have. Let's take the Class A and make it a Vision line engine. Let's take the GS series and make them into Vision line engines. Let's take the the triplex and make it a Vision Line engine. You know, so it's more of making use of what you already have, improving what you already have, modifying what you have, but it's not it's not really about let's create something that has never been done before. And you know, it's kind of unfortunate, but this is the way it is. Um, so so now we're in this era that I think in my mind started around 2015, 2016, and it's kind of what I tell people all the time. I call it the risk averse era, where it's kind of they're doing really cool stuff, but it's there's not a lot of risk taking. They're not taking a lot of risks. It's a lot of stuff that is fairly safe bets that is not involve spending a ton of money. Um, so you get stuff, and there has been really good stuff. Like the Vision Line GS series was fantastic. I mean, doing all of the GS engines in one go, that was really cool. But you know, and the new Vision Line Hudsons were really cool. But I think you know what I mean. So we'll see how it goes. But I kind of would like it if Lionel would take more risks, and MTH too. Really, really, the only company that is taking risks right now is Third Rail. They've kind of picked up the risk torch, and are marching ahead, taking risks, like with the new Acela. I mean, that's a risk. That's an expensive thing to make, and for them to do that and do with all the other new stuff they're doing, I mean, that's risk taking, and that's what the hobby really needs, is somebody taking risks and saying, you know what, this may be a bust. We might not sell a whole lot of these, but it's going to be really cool. And sooner or later, people are going to catch on that it's really cool. They might not understand it first, but sooner or later, they're going to understand that this is a really cool thing. And that's what it's about. So that's what's going on in my mind. That's what's gone on over the last 20 years. And I think, despite what I just said about Lionel and others not taking risks, I think the hobby's in really good shape. I think it's in better shape than it was 10 or 15 years ago. I mean, there, you know, I think there's definitely more. I mean, you know, you had the in the early 2000s, the reason 2004 to 2014 ish was so cool with Lionel was because that was the heyday. That was when the people who had grown up in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, that was when they were adults and had disposable income and were getting back into the hobby. And that was really a high point for O Scale, was like the late 90s, early 2000s, where you had all these, and you had all these companies taking advantage of that. You had K-Line, you had Weaver, MTH, Lionel, probably a couple others that I'm forgetting about, but a lot of players entered the ring because there was money to be made. And then those people started dying off, quite frankly, and you had things going down. And I think what we're living in now is the result of the social media. I guess you could call it the social media boom, where it's and that's what you know, being here for 20 years, that's what I'm noticing now is, and it's really cool, is that you have all these people who were doing YouTube channels and Instagram and TikTok and everything, and they're doing it because they grew up watching my channel and other guys' channels back in the day. And now, because of that social media exposure, now you've got a whole generation of young people that are really excited about the hobby. And I think, I don't know what the bottom line is of these companies that are making trains, but I would imagine that I think they're doing okay. I mean, there seems to be a lot of excitement in the hobby, a lot of young people in the hobby. It used to be there were not a lot of young people in the hobby, and that's completely reversed. I think, honestly, we might be at a point where there may be more young people in the hobby than older people, because of social media and the way it has transformed and created an entire generation of people who are into the hobby because they could watch it at home and watch it on their phones and everything. So pretty cool. So anyway, just rambling about that. Hopefully, I'm not rambling too much, but that's my reflection on 20 years in this hobby. I think things are in good shape. Honestly, one of the most exciting things that I've seen in the last year or two is third rail, and the fact that Jay is a young guy. I mean, he's younger than me. He's running a train company, and that's the kind of injection of youth and enthusiasm that this hobby really needs at the top level. And having someone like Jay running third rail, I think is just a game changer. And he's taking risks because he's excited about it. That's the kind of people you need. Someone says models have improved in the last 20 years. I think so. I mean, people, complain about quality and this and that, but honestly, I think the quality is, I mean, the initial quality sometimes can be a little, out of the box. There can be quality control issues, but generally speaking, if you get something that's running, it's going to run. It's going to keep running. Um, I think I've talked about this before, but with reliability, you have Lionel and MTH, the two big players in O Gauge, and their short-term and long-term reliability are actually opposite of each other. So Lionel has more issues up front. There's a bigger chance that when you take a Lionel engine out of the box, there's going to be a problem because I think their quality control is not where it could be. Although I think it's gotten better in the last few years, but it's not perfect. And so with Lionel, there's more of a chance that you'll have something weird out of the box. However, once it's running, it will run. It will run for forever. I mean, I've got Lionel engines that are now 20 years old, 20 plus years old, that still run good as new. The only thing you might possibly have to do is refresh the smoke unit. Put some new batting in there and everything, and lubricate it and stuff like that. Other than that, but yeah, I mean, the first TMCC engine I ever got in 2005 still runs good as new. MTH, on the other hand, is the other way around. MTH has really good quality up front. When you take it out of the box, the chances of it running out of the box are almost 100% in my mind. I mean, they're really good. They have good quality control. But I've noticed that as MTH engines age, they tend to get weird and tend to stop working for no reason at all. They just sitting on the shelf idle. I've had MTH engines that have been sitting on the shelf for a couple years, and I took them down to run them, and just bam, just it doesn't work right, and something's fried, or the tack board's bad or something, or their lighting board's bad. Um, and it's really weird. So um, my buddy, I've talked about this before, but Sid from Sid's Trains, he told me something that I think was true. He said that MTH trains are like a fancy sports car. You have to run them. You can't just let them sit in the garage unrun. They have to be run. They have to be babied. They have to be taken care of. Or else, if you just let them sit on the shelf, they will break all by themselves without doing anything. Whereas Lionel, you can let it sit on the shelf for 5 years without running and take it off, and other than maybe a little lubrication and refreshing the smoke unit, bam, works great. So someone ordered the 250th J from Third Rail. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, Third Rail. I mean, he's a risk taker. He's the biggest risk taker in the hobby right now, and that is fantastic. That's what we need. I wish Lionel would get back into the risk game a little bit and just take a gamble, because really it's not that much of a gamble. I mean, it's kind of like we had a vote a few weeks ago. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. I got a bad neck. I got to stretch it. But I had a vote a few weeks ago about whether people would buy it if Lionel started making a physical legacy Cab 3 remote again. And because I think everybody wants it. I don't think even, I used to think it was just maybe because I was getting old, but I know a lot of younger people, they don't really care to run it with an app, run the trains with the app either. They'd rather have a physical remote. And, and so it's like, well, why doesn't Lionel make it? And I think it's because, from what I've heard, it's because it would be very expensive because they can't simply just start making the legacy remote again. That technology is old, and the factories uh, can't really make that anymore. And so you would have to redesign it from the ground up with new electronics, which would be expensive. And as a result, they don't want to. I don't think they want to spend the money on it. But my point of view is, well, if it's expensive, fine, just charge what you have to charge. Just give us that option. If you have to charge $600 for it, charge $600 for it. I mean, this is a hobby where people pay $3,000 for a big boy. So I think people would be willing to pay a high price for a physical remote. It's not required. You can use the app, but if you want to, you can fork out the money for a physical remote and just do it. But again, I think the lack of risk taking, I think they just don't want to take the risk. They don't want to sink in the money for whatever reason. It's easier just to go with the app than to take the risk of making the remote. But I think they would sell. I haven't met anybody or talked to anybody who is anti-physical remote. Even young people, which I would think, I thought, well, young people, they use the phone for everything. I use my phone for everything, but using it to run the trains. Anyway, someone says, I feel like MTH is stuck in the year 2008. Yeah. Again, MTH is not taking risks. And that's because, well, Mike Wolf isn't really at the front anymore. I think he's behind the scenes, but he's not really at the front. And MTH, it's a good and bad thing. I think MTH has always had a very, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality, which for some things is great. Like with their rolling stock. MTH, like their passenger cars and stuff, like they're great. They work, they're great. No need to change them. They're perfect. But with the engines and the command system, I mean, yeah, they really need to update it. The WTIU, I'm not a big fan of it. I hooked up my WTIU, and after a couple weeks, I took it out of service and put in my old TIU because the WTIU did not like Lionel power supplies. And I think they were going to put out a fix for it. I don't know if they did. I haven't checked up on it, but yeah, they really, the DCS app is okay, but again, I wish they would make a physical remote again. I wish they would update the sound system on their engines and make it so they have more bass. But that you tend to have, MTH tends to have very accurate sounds, but also somewhat tinny sounds because of the speaker. And I wish they would invest in a bigger speaker with some bass. But again, they just, I think the only really advancement they've made in the last 12 plus years is the addition of the whistle steam, which is cool, but that's about it. They haven't really done anything else. The crew talk sounds are all the same. I think I swallowed a piece of coal. How'd she run? She ran great. I mean, but whatever. More GG1s. Yeah. Yeah, someone was taking the WTIU did not. Lionel uses chopped sine waves on their power supplies because I think it's cheaper, and MTH prefers full sine wave. Their power supplies use full sine wave, and the WTIU, at least when it was released, did not like chopped sine wave. And so what would happen is it was just weird. It would just cut out because they have the WTIU now has built-in circuit breakers, self-correcting circuit breakers, which is great if it works right. But they were flipping out because of the chopped sine wave, and eventually it just got to it was unusable. and I had to put the old TIU back in its place. Now, I haven't checked to see if there's been a firmware update. Mike Wolf said they were going to update it to account for Lionel power supplies. I don't know if they have, but yeah, maybe someone can speak up to that. But yeah, cheap speakers. They've always had just these cheap little tinny speakers. The sound files themselves are fantastic, but the delivery system is just it's from like 2002, you know. So anyway. Okay, so let's get into some cool stuff now. We are going to we'll try playing some trivia. We'll probably try doing a few trivia questions and see how it goes. And hopefully you guys will it'll work. So if you're not logged into ericstrains.com, get logged in, and I'm going to activate a trivia game, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to give away some prizes. So I'm going to go to, where's it? Trivia. And we're going to start a game. And hopefully everybody will be able to log in and play this. We'll see. You're seeing what I'm saying and what you're seeing on the video. So we'll see how this works. Again, this is the maiden voyage of the trivia system. So let me get back here. Now, some of this is Eric's Trains history. Some of this is U.S. railroading history, and some of this is just random trivia, you know, model train trivia, Lionel trivia, all that stuff. DLT Berkshire, thanks, man. $5. Wow. I think someone else did a thank you a little while back. Who was that? Yeah. DLT Berkshire, $5. He had a question. Have you thought about getting Lionel's model of the 238E from 1997? I don't know. What is that? I'll have to look at that. Most of the 90s stuff, you know, is a little bit, there's a lot of cool stuff from the 90s, but it's also going to be very primitive in terms of control and running it and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, I'm going to start the game. Let me do a test question first. Okay, we got 54 people in here. It's just a test question right now. And I'm going to share the I'm going to share my screen. I don't think my screen shows the answer, but let me make sure. Well, no, it does show the answer, but I'll show it. I'll share this screen. So, all right. So you can see. I'm going to share the screen, and that way you'll be able to See what I'm talking about. Share screen. Nope, not that one. Okay. Okay, so there's the screen. There's the trivia game. We got 62 players in here. On that first question, Peachy was answered the. Well, we had a lot of ties there. Now it's supposed to score you by how fast you answer, so we'll see what happens. And that was just a test question, so I'm going to remove that one. All right, and let me clear the leaderboard here. Now it's showing the top 5, but I can see everybody on my end, so don't worry about don't worry about that. Now let me see here. I'm going to close game. If I can clear the leaderboard. I don't think I have the option to clear the leaderboard. Okay, I'm going to delete this game. And then I'm going to go back and create a new game. Okay. So if you refresh, if you go back to games and then go to trivia, okay, we've got the new trivia challenge. Okay, so we got 52 players. We'll see if anybody else needs to sign up, and then we'll give people a couple minutes to get signed in, and then we will start the questions. Now, if you're signed in and you win a prize, you can go on your account and you can put in your mailing address, and that will save me from having to chase you down to get your mailing address. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want to win a prize, I would recommend doing that. All right, we got 73 players. Let's see if we can get a few more. Now, hopefully this won't crash the server or something like that. I don't know. This is a pretty basic server. I mean, I can always upgrade it, but the server's running on Rocky Linux. All right, we got 75 players. We'll give it another minute. I'll answer a question while people are signing in. See, this is what I'm talking about. This guy says, "You're an awesome YouTuber. I've been watching your videos since I was young." And that's kind of what I was talking about, where you have a generation of people now who grew up watching trains on social media, my channel and other guys' channels, and are now adults and getting jobs and careers where they have disposable income and are able to spend money on a hobby. And I think it's a really good time for the hobby. Is Peachy here? Was that Peachy in the trivia? The Peachy? I'll have to have Peachy. If you want to join the show, we can have you on live if you want as a guest. You can tell us what you've been up to. Okay, we're up to 81 players. So let's go ahead and play, and we'll see how this goes. And again, this is the maiden voyage. There may be issues. It's okay. Calm down. Don't worry about it. All right, so I'm going to add some trivia, some questions to this game. Oops. And this will be a 5-question game, and we'll see who the winner is, okay? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, most of these questions have a 20-second time limit and are 10 points. And again, the points should be based on how fast you answer. So if you answer in 2 seconds, you get more points than if you answer in 20 seconds. So here we go. According to legend, what African American folk hero was a steel driving man who raced a steam drill? Okay, time's up. And it looks like literally Many Projects is in the lead. Now the points, you see there's more than one person that has 9 points, but behind the scenes, it's weighted. So that's the reason literally Many Projects is in the lead. Okay, so that was our first question. Okay, here comes the next question. The topic is model train history. Okay. In what year was MTH founded? That is the question. Multiple choice. Okay, we're getting some other people in the lead. Literally Many Projects is still in the lead. Ye Old Sea Witch is in second place. Lucha Marcello in third. Peter's Trains and Legos number 12, and Crazy Diamond 759 is in fifth place. All right. Hopefully this is working okay. Well, and if you have any feedback, let me know. We'll improve it for next time. All right, here is another model railroad history question. In what year was Lionel's Vision Line GG1 first cataloged? And the fourth answer is must have been a mistake. So this is an easy one. You get 3 choices. It's supposed to be 2024, but I don't know why it had that. Okay, Lucha Marcello has taken the lead with 22 points now. So it was the Vision Line GG1 was first cataloged in 2016. Now, something else I should point out. If you want to find the game, it's on ericstrains.com. And I'll put it in the chat. ericstrains.com. Go there, create a free account, and then you can play trivia. Okay, so we have where are we at now? We have Lucia Marcello in first place, Western Maryland. J1 Potomac in second, Gizmo's Trains, hey Gizmo, in third, Southern Eagle Lines in fourth, and DRJFCOD in fifth. Okay. All right, on to the next question. Here is another model railroad history, model train history question. This is an easy. Well, no, this is not very easy. We'll see if who gets this right. Here it comes. In what year did Lionel produce the BNSF Ice Cold Express set? 2008, 2010, 2012, or 2014? And the correct answer, what was the correct answer? I should put it on there. So I'll have to do that for next time. It was cataloged in 2010. And so now we have Anthony PRSL 1990 in first place. Okay. All right, next question. This is the last question of this trivia round, okay? And then I'll announce what prize the winner gets. So here it comes. This is an easy one. This is a gimme. In what year did Joshua Lionel Cowan found Lionel? I think this is going okay. All right, time's up. And of course, the answer was 1900. They just celebrated 125 years yesterday. Last year. All right, so Anthony PRSL 1990. I believe you are the winner. Let me refresh and just make sure. Yes. So, Anthony PRSL 1990, you have won an Eric's Trains 20th anniversary t-shirt. And hopefully Lisa's keeping track of this. So make sure you have your mailing address in the in your account. That'll make it easy for me to ship it to you. Also, if you can send me a message, and if you're logged in as a member, there's a message center, and you can send me a message and just let me know what size t-shirt that you want. That's another thing members have in there is a message center. You can message me directly, and it's kind of like a chat session we can have, sort of. All right, so we have, that was Anthony PRSL 1990. Now, note to self, there's two improvements I want to make to the trivia game. One is I want the answer to be revealed at the end of the round. And number two is I want to be able to earmark who won that round so I don't have to write it down. Okay. Okay, I think that worked pretty well. What do you guys think? Did that work okay? Do you want to try another round in a little bit? Was that okay? I think it worked okay. It seemed to, at least, if you were logged in. Someone says I can't figure out how to do games. You have to have an account. If you're not logged in, you won't see the games option. Now, that's another improvement I should probably make, is have a games link on the main part of the site. But you have to log in. If you go to the top right corner of the site and click on log in, you will go to the login screen and there's a link to create an account. So I think that worked pretty well. What do you guys think? Let me know. If you have any feedback, use the message center inside the account and send me a message and let me know any feedback of what needs to be improved for next time. Obviously, I can't fix it tonight, but next time I can roll out those bug fixes. But I think it worked pretty well. Okay, so we'll do another game in a little bit and give away another prize. Now, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a quick tour around the layout for those of you who have never seen it before. And then after that, we'll do an unboxing. And then after that, we'll probably do another trivia round, and then we'll run some trains. So that's the schedule right now. Okay. Someone said I do these often at work, and yes, it went well. Yeah, I mean, I think it went pretty well. I mean, I tested it with the Discord folks a few times, and with my wife and stuff, and to try to get it as good as possible. Now, there's another game in here that's called The Train Price is Right, that is still kind of in a beta test phase. I don't know if we'll do that tonight. We might do it the next live show. But anyway, I'm gonna grab the mobile camera and hopefully we'll do a test and make sure you can hear me on the mobile camera, and then I will take you on a little tour of the layout real quick. So stand by. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. This is my mobile cam. I guess we could do vertical too, but I guess we'll do horizontal. So let me know if you can hear me on the mobile cam, and then I'll give you a quick little tour of the layout. So you guys can hear me? Okay, cool. All right, so everyone can hear me. So here we go. So the room that we're in now, let me turn this light back on so it's a little more bright in here. So this is the setup that I've got for the live show. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but the room we're in now is called the train vault. It's not finished yet. This wall, I'm working on the shelves for this top piece right here, and then there'll be shelves over here as well. But it's about 3/4 complete, I guess. We've got the Hiawathas over there. This is really disorienting because the camera that I'm seeing is backwards. But we've got the Hiawathas over here. There are 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. And a lot of people have said, are you going to do a video on the Hiawathas? And yes, I'm working on it, but there's one more component to this that I still need to buy, and I'm working on that. And as soon as that is here, then I will finish that video. That gets into something I will get back to later after the tour, but I'll talk more about that. But then we've got the Vision Line Hudson's there, except for the Appalachian and Western. That's on the layout right now. And then we've got the GG1s here. And then there's stuff down there and stuff down there and stuff down there. So there's stuff all over the place. There's the Pacemaker Mohawk there. Or Pacemaker Hudson, sorry. It's No, yeah, it's Pacemaker Hudson. Pacemaker Hudson. So yeah, that's the train vault. Not the whole collection by a long shot, but it's pretty cool looking. That was the whole point of making this room. This used to be a little train office where I had tools and a workbench, and then I moved that into the closet next door, and so now we have the train vault. So and next, speaking of next door, this is the little workshop that's next door. It's not a workshop, but it's where I keep all my train tools and other stuff, repair stuff, parts for fixing trains. So if we come this way, let me know if you can still hear me. Hopefully let me get back here. I think the other one is on mute. Yeah, so you should be able hearing me through the phone. So the there's the stairs coming down. This right here is top secret. That's why there's a Chessie blanket on it. But it goes up there, and there's trains going all the way up there. I did a short video a while back called "Stairway to Heaven" that kind of showcased this showcased the staircase. And then we've got the main room here. You can see the trains that we're going to be running today, all set up and ready to go. And underneath the layout are lots of cases of trains. Got the SD70 case here. More SD70s. And then this is the hallway room. And the layout's, I cleaned it up a little bit. It was pretty darn messy early today, but I've cleaned it up a little bit. More display cases down here. And then we got more trains up here. There's the Vision Line Hudson, the original Vision Line Hudson, and the Rail Chief cars that I did a video on earlier this year. More trains down here. There's pretty much trains everywhere you look. And then we have the Colorado room, which is sort of a Western themed room, I guess you could say. It's a little messy in here. There's some, this is from the post-war inspired Trainmaster set that I still have to do a video for. And again, there's trains all through here. I'll probably have cases here eventually. It's one of the few places there's not cases. We got a big boy here. We got the Brady's Trains big boy that they did a few years back in 2023. And then we have the Carolina room, which is the spider room, because it's got an unfinished ceiling, and so the little spiders love to spin their webs up there, and I have to knock them down from time to time. And of course, there's more trains and cases. Like Strasbourg, Strasbourg 31. I don't think. Yeah, Strasbourg 90 is over there. And then comes back here again. More cases. Looks pretty cool. These are the third rail Golden Gate Depot Santa Fe Super Chief passenger cars, the 6-pack that I just got. I'm making a video on it. It's not done yet, but these are really, really, really nice cars. This is my first set of Golden Gate Depot third rail passenger cars, and they're so cool. There's Lisa. You need something? Okay. Say hi. there's Lisa.
Hi.
Oh, there she goes. Anyway, so yeah, this is the back to the main room. So pretty big layout. This is probably going to be coming down at some point. I'll talk more about that later. I'm sort of ready for it, ready to redo this part, but it's here right now. And there we go. So there you have it. There's the grand tour, the short version. So let me get back in here. Okay, so yeah, that was the tour there. So trains everywhere. Nothing wrong with that. Hang on a second. I'm being summoned. All right, so yeah, there's Ben. Ben's here. Hey, Ben. So yeah, that's the quick tour. So now we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna unbox a new train. So let me set that camera up, and that should be fun. Now I'm gonna get the other camera, and then hopefully you'll be able to hear me on that one. So give me a second. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me. This is so weird because I'm seeing the reversed image. Well, I guess we'll do the ultra wide. All right, so let me know if you guys can hear me and see that. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna unbox the train. So let me know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna put my other camera so I can see the chat. Make sure you guys can, so I can see what you guys are saying. And I had a knife for opening this. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So you guys can hear me loud and clear? Everything good? Do. All right. Why am I hearing an echo? Where's that coming from? Echo. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I guess there'll just be a little bit of an echo. All right. So we've got is that a shadow or a stain? I guess probably even rain or something. I hope it's okay. So we've got the Lionel Southern Pacific Golden State Legacy AC9. All right. Now I've already got the American Freedom Train AC9 and the Western Pacific AC9, and I've got the AC9 that they made back in 2017. So this will be my fourth AC9. Yeah, it occurred to me I wanted to have something to open up during the show, and pardon my bare feet, by the way. And so, and I had been wanting to get this, and so I had it overnighted. Because I didn't think to get it until Thursday afternoon. So I got this one from Train World, and I called them and I was like, "Can you get it here by Sunday?" Said, "Yeah, okay." So we've got let's see here, Southern Pacific Golden State Legacy AC9 number 3810, Legacy and Bluetooth control, Legacy rail sounds, 3-speaker sounds, very cool, whistle steam, force coupler effect, and 072 minimum curve. I certainly hope it's 072. That would be weird if it was 031. Now this thing is so big that it's really a bear to get out of the box. At the instructions. Okay. Jesse is upstairs. He was down here earlier, but he has since gone upstairs. Maybe I should raise that up a little bit. This thing's pretty big. Okay. One of the cool things about these AC9s is that in addition to the styrofoam packing that you typically see on these things, they've got this little plastic piece here to protect it. Let me pull that out. So this hard plastic piece, which is kind of cool. So there it is. Let me get around the camera. Check that out. So this is the Golden State version. Very cool. I like the red. Looks great. It's heavy. This thing weighs a ton. Oh, where is that? Golden State. Very cool. So let's check out the tender. Maybe I should have put my gloves on. I'll show you a little trick for getting these styrofoam things out. Get yourself a pocket knife, and then either the knife or some other pointy object, and then do like that. It's always hard to get these things out by hand, but if you just get something in there, then you can pull them out pretty easily. Oops. Yeah, I should have put on my gloves. And there that is. Check that out. That is pretty darn sweet, if you ask me. Very cool. These things sound amazing. You will hear one in just a little bit. We'll start this one up too, but you'll hear the Freedom Train one, and they have 3 speakers, and so it's they sound incredible. Surprised they didn't get lazy and call it Vision Line. They shouldn't have, but I'm surprised they didn't. Very cool. Right on. All right, so let's get this thing on the track. Although where I'm going to put it, I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to move this camera. I think we'll try to lay it right here. Now I've got some stuff here that I got to move. This is the Southern 080 that Lionel just put out not too long ago. I've got 2 of these. I've got the Southern, and then I've got the Nickel Plate Road 222 that matches the 777 that Lionel did. And these are really nice. They've got the swinging bell and whistle steam. So for what they are, they're very nice. This is an example of, this and the 3-speaker system with the AC9 is an example of something I've been talking about with people lately, which is, let me see if I can zoom in on it a little bit so you can see it better. Can I get even closer? Oh no, that's too close. And we'll call it like that. Anyway, so I think I want to give Lionel some credit. I know a lot of people like to bash Lionel. It's easy to do it. I think that's how some people enjoy the hobby, is by complaining. But with these, and the AC9s are a perfect example of something Lionel's been doing the last few years, ever since COVID, really. Because after COVID, things got way more expensive. Obviously, we had obviously inflation from COVID. We had the tariffs, and things have just gotten more expensive. And it's not just trains; it's everything. Go to the grocery store and see what $200 gets you nowadays. You could see like a quarter of a cart of groceries, uh, or to go to the gas station or whatever. And trains have gotten expensive. And I think one of the things that Lionel has done to help take the sting out of that a little bit is they've started to pack more features into the locomotives, so that yes, it's expensive, but at least you're getting more than you did before. So something like this 080, back in 2020 or 2018 or something, this probably would have been a $750 steam engine, or maybe 800. But in 2025, when this was cataloged, it was $1,000, 999.99, because of all the prices going crazy. And so I think one of the reasons they threw the swinging bell in there, as well as the whistle steam, was to help make it take a little bit of the sting away. Yes, it's $1,000, but at least you're getting more than you did last time, and you're getting more features. And the AC9 is another example of that. They didn't, the last AC9 that they did in 2017, I've got one of those. It's a fantastic locomotive. They didn't need to put a third speaker up front, but they did it anyway. And I think they did that again to lessen the sting. The AC9 in 2017 was probably, like, I can't remember. I think it was like probably a 17 or $1,800 locomotive, and now it's a $2,000, $2,100 locomotive. And so again, to take the sting out of that, to make it a little easy to swallow, they added the third speaker, and I think they deserve a lot of kudos for that, for trying to at least pack as much as they can into it. Another perfect example of that is the Santa Fe Superset that's coming out soon, that has the four. It's not a Vision Line set, but it has four locomotives. They all have sound. It has, I think, 7 or 8 passenger cars, several of which have sound effects. One or two of them have sound effects that haven't been done before. So, yes, it's an expensive set. It's a $5,000 set, but they've done their best to pack in as much cool stuff as possible to help deal with that higher price. And so I know it doesn't really help some people that these things are expensive, and I know that's not much solace to some people, but it does matter. And I think they do deserve a little bit of credit for trying to at least give us more for the more money that we're paying, if that makes sense. So anyway, let me move this, and then we'll put our new AC9 here. Oops, I hit the camera. Sorry about that. I'm sure the comment section is probably blowing up with people saying it's still too expensive. And yes, it is expensive, but it's the way it is. Yeah, the Southern Pacific AC9 does kind of sort of resemble a big boy in some ways. I've actually had some people think it was a big boy. Man, this is a beautiful locomotive. This is the smoke fluid we're going to be using today. This is JT's Megasteam Blue Spruce. Peachy, if you're still watching, I will have you on. Ben, if you'd like to join the show, you could do that too. Just be patient because we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Oops, something's clinking around. Okay, let's put this in program. I think that's program. Okay. Let me show you guys something. This is my engine list. I've got, for my legacy stuff and TMCC, I've got stuff stacked 5 deep because I've got so many engines. So I think we'll put this, we got to put it with another steam engine. So we'll put it here. No, well, no, that's Southern Pacific. Southern Pacific, Southern Pacific. We'll do it right here with the Southern 080 that you just saw. So this is, oh no, the Southern's down there. I can't do that. Oh, let's see here. We'll do 86 next to the Hiawatha. Okay.
We're going to be call of the day.
Now, I'll show you one thing that I like to do, and this is just something I heard. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but it seems to work. On the newer Line L locomotives, they have like the labored sounds are kind of an automatic thing with the force coupler. I don't like that. I like to be able to control the labored sounds myself. And I think the way you do it is while it's in program, you go to info, aux, and then hit 8, and then put it back in the run. And now it should allow me to do the labored sounds automatically with the, when you go to the other menu, that right there, the EFX right there, that's what that's about. Someone said I sound garbled. Can you hear the train okay? So they've got a front speaker here. In addition to the 2 speakers in the back, there's a front speaker here, and it makes it sound incredible. Let me see if I can get the mic closer. I'm gonna take this off. Maybe you can hear it better if I put it up. Can you guys hear that?
Dispatcher, going on duty. Have a good one. Out.
Anyway, so some people said it was kind of soft. I'm not sure if it's being picked up by the microphone on this camera very well, but super cool engine though. I like that. Now someone said something. What did they say? Oh, I didn't turn the smoke fluid on. Let's see here. Someone said something about the number board or something. I don't know what it was. It says 3. Well, yeah, it says 3 there. And then it says 3810 down here. And what does it say there? So hard to use this camera because I'm seeing a mirror image. 3810. I wonder why it says 3 there. Is that a mistake? or is there a reason for that? I wonder if it says 3 on the other side. Okay. Let's find out. So someone says 3 is the train number. So is that something that could be correct, that you would have 3810 being the locomotive and then 3 being the train number? Yeah, someone's saying that's the train number. Does it say 3 on the other side? Let me see. Wish I had a mirror. Let's see here. Yeah, it says 3 on the other side as well. So yeah, so this is so someone's saying the locomotive number is 3810, but the train number is 3 because it pulled a passenger train, the Golden State. So I think that's okay from what I'm being told. Someone wants to know the model number. The model number is, grab the camera. The model number is 2631300. See if I can get in there. I think it's upside down. Anyway, 2631300 is the model number. Yeah, someone said it shows 3 in the catalog picture as well. So 3 is right. 3810 is the locomotive number. 3 is the train number. So that's fine. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, this is a great looking engine. I didn't turn the smoke unit on, so let me do that real quick. Kind of hard to see the smoke, but
Dispatcher, going on duty. Have a good one. Out.
okay. Well, that was fun. All right. So let's get back in here and we'll do some more trivia. Let me change the mic. All right. All right. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, since we're switching cameras and everything. Mr. Muffin sold out. Is someone talking about the Golden State one that you just saw? Yeah. I got mine. I got that one at Train World. I'm not sure how many they had left, but that's where I got mine. That one. The the first one I got, I ordered through Legacy Station because that was the one that I definitely wanted, was the Western Pacific. Then I got the American Freedom Train through Metka, and then the Golden State Train World had that in stock. Train World has one left. Something tells me they might not have one left for long. So, all right. So, let's do. You guys want to do another round of trivia? Someone says I see you have 2 of my GG1s. I'm not sure what that means. I got a lot of GG1s. This one I got recently from Mr. Muffins. I think that's the latest one that I got. Was this one? So pretty cool. All right, so we're going to do another round of trivia, and we'll give away a prize. So the prize on this one is going to be an Eric's Trains 20th anniversary mug, coffee cup. Coffee cup, mug, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to do a round of 5 trivia questions. So if you are logged into the site, I'm going to start up another trivia game. So let me delete that game. And then we're going to create a new game. Okay. So we're going to start the game. Okay, we got 14 players in there, so go ahead and log in. And while you guys are logging in, I will answer a question that people have submitted on the site. Okay. "44 viewer questions." That exploded. Okay. So Glenn Fresh says, now that MTH is releasing the 400E standard gauge tin plate engine, what is the next standard gauge engine they should bring back? That's the good question. I got the monorail that they did last year. I've got a review for it. It's like 90% finished that I just haven't finished it yet, but it's really cool. I'm not getting one of the 400Es because I already have 2 of them. But if I was going to choose for them to bring back a standard gauge engine of some sort, gosh, that's a tough one. I don't know if they have the tooling for the tin plate Hiawatha, the standard gauge Hiawatha, but that would be really cool. That would be super cool. I'd have to refresh my memory of what all they used to do, but they had some pretty cool stuff. They had some really cool O gauge stuff too. I think they had the Union Pacific M10,000 or whatever it was, which was really cool. So there's lots of tin plate stuff they could bring back. Whether they will or not, that's another question. I was amazed they brought the monorail back. Okay. Someone says, what are your thoughts on Dave Olson leaving Lionel? I didn't know this until they wrote this. I didn't know Dave was leaving. I don't know if that's true or not. I suppose if someone heard it, maybe it is, but that's bad. I hope he's trained a replacement or something, because Dave Olson's the head of their engineering department. So yeah, I hope I can keep in touch with him, because I may want to team up with him for something at some point. What is a Robo Bluezilla Railfan 8444 says, what is a locomotive class that you believe does not get enough attention in model forms? For example, the Union Pacific 210-2s, Norfolk and Western 480, Southern Pacific GS1. That's the hard one. I would probably say the ones that don't get enough attention are the ones that don't get made. The GS1's been made, so I think I have a pilot GS1. So I would probably say that the trains that don't get made, are the ones that need the most attention. Now for me, one of my favorite trains is electrics, like GG1s. And I've got GG1, I've got a S2, S1 or S2, whatever it is. I got the AEM7 here. I've got some European electrics. I love electrics, even though I don't have a catenary system on my layout. And I don't think they get nearly enough attention these days. The only MTH made a ton of electrics, but they have not brought any of them back recently, and I wish they would. I think the reason that electrics get ignored, they're really popular ones like the GG1, obviously those get attention, but Lionel, as far as their electric engines go, they've got the GG1 and then they've got that semi-scale rectifier, and and they've got the S2 thing here, but I think that's about it. I mean, so I like electrics. I wish they'd get more attention. I understand why they don't, because they probably don't sell as well, because in the world of trains, steam is king, and then below that you have diesels, and then below that you have electrics. And I think the reason electrics don't sell as much, I would imagine, is because people think you have to have a catenary system to run them, which you don't. I mean, I don't have a catenary system. I run them all the time. I don't care. I mean, I guess you do if you're trying to be, accurate and everything. But who cares if you have a catenary or not? It's going to run on the track anyway, so who cares? So I would really like it if they would do some more electrics. I would like it if MTH would re-release some of theirs that they've done over the years, so I don't have to buy old beat up ones. And then I would like it if Lionel, well, there we go, talking about Lionel spending money. But if Lionel spends any money on a newly tooled engine, I can guarantee it's not going to be an electric. It'll be something else. But I wish electrics would get more attention. How many people do we have online now? We got 63. I'm going to share that. So we have 63 people on right now. 65. Let's see. What's another question? Do you think Lionel should make a new Cab T remote? Well, we already talked about that. Yeah, I do. I wish they would. What is your favorite railroad other than yours? I don't know. I like them all. My goal is to have an example of every railroad. But I guess by the numbers, I have, if we look at my, site, oh, Lisa's coming to tell me something. Okay. But if you look at the site, if you look at the collection, I've got, I guess by the road names, oops. UP is at the top, Lionel, and then Santa Fe. I've got a lot of Santa Fe. I like Santa Fe a lot. So, all right. So let's do this. Let's do this trivia, and then we'll move on. So we got 73 players. So let's go ahead and play around. We're going to do 5 questions. Let me pick 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go. These are fairly easy. All right, so here we go. First question's coming right now. What 2 railroads merged in 1980 to create the Norfolk Southern Railway? This is a pretty easy one. Okay, time's up. And Ye Old Sea Witch won that one. Of course, the answer is the Southern and Norfolk and Western. Okay, let's do the next question. I hope I got that. Okay. In what year did Richard Kuhn buy Lionel? 1988, 1996, 1990, or 1986? All right, Ye Old Sea Witch is in the lead still with 21 points, and of course the answer is 1986. All right, moving on. Next question. This is a tricky one. I actually went over this earlier. In total, how many different die-cast metal bodied genset switchers did Lionel produce before changing the model to a plastic body in 2020? Probably should have done 30 seconds on this one, but oh well. Okay, we have Ye Old Sea Witch with 30 points in the lead. All right. Next question coming. Atlas Model Railroad Company started off as Atlas Tool Company in what year? 1924, 1906, 1957, or 1976? Okay, Mr. Peachy. Is that still Peachy or is that someone different? Is in the lead with 38 points. We got 92 people playing. That's cool. Okay, let's do, here's another question. This is a pretty easy one. What does the abbreviation MPC stand for in the context of Lionel's ownership during the 1970s? Okay, Mr. Peachy is in the lead at 42. Of course, the answer is Model, I think it's Model Products Corporation. Yep, there it is. Okay. All right, and we'll do one more question. We'll do a bonus question. Now, this is an Eric's Trains history question. And this will be for 20 points maximum. And we'll do 25-second time. Okay. So here it comes. Last question. Who's going to win? What was the first Eric's Trains Appalachian Western custom run train? ES-44, the Speeder, the Bay Window Caboose, or the 464 Hudson? Okay, time's up. And it was the ES-44. And here we have Mr. Peachy, who wins the game. So Mr. Peachy, is that Peachy or someone pretending to be Peachy? I don't know. But whoever you are, add your address to your account, and I can ship you your Eric's Trains 20th anniversary coffee cup. Okay. All right. So that was fun. Okay, so I think what we're going to do next is we'll do two things real quick. I'm going to buy the train that you guys voted for, and then we're going to run the trains you guys voted for. And we're getting long in the tooth as the show goes. So Let me pull up. Now, you guys still, let's see. Now, the vote was still open. So let me see what the vote has done. Okay. So I'm going to go to the results. And the Century Club 773 Hudson is still the leading locomotive. So that's the one we're going to buy. So if we go to the votes, and we go to you run it, buy it. Okay, so there was the winning vote was for the Century Club 773 Hudson. Okay, so that is the one that I will be buying. Now, it is on eBay, or it was. So let me pull that up. Okay, there it is. Brand new inbox, sealed, factory sealed. So this is the one we're going to buy. I'm going to share. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay. Yeah, I like the trivia too. We will get, if Peachy wants to come on, we'll come on. But I don't know if you guys want her and maybe Ben to. I don't know if Ben wants to come on, but if you want her to come on before we run the trains you guys voted for, or after, so let me know what you guys think. But here it is. So now it's $750. Now I'm going to make an offer, and we'll see if we get it. We'll see if we get accepted. What offer? What do you think I should offer? It's $750. What would a fair offer be? You think? I've seen these for $700. I've seen them for $650. Just depends. Let me see if there's another one. I'll see another one that's sealed. Someone says 650, 600. Okay. So we'll make an offer for, I think 600 is lowballing it. So we'll do 675. I think that's a decent offer. And hopefully maybe they'll get back by the time we all right. So there it is. And we'll see if they accept the offer. All right. So you voted for it, I bought it, or I made an offer on it. Now keep in mind the ones you're voting for are ones that I actually want. I mean, I had a write-in thing at first, but I disabled it after a while because it's just like, number one, it has to be available to buy. Number two, it has to be something that I actually want. So it comes from the stuff you're voting on is on my wish list. So it's stuff that I want. Obviously, if I don't want it, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on it. So we did 675. We'll see if an offer comes back. Let's see here. Someone's doing an offer on that one. See, this is like an electric that MTH should do again. See what I'm talking about? Like, this is one that I've been watching on eBay. But like, I mean, these are cool. When will they do that? They should do that again. Anyway. All right. So what we'll do is we're going to run some of the trains you guys voted for because we're getting kind of late in the hour. So let me text. Okay, so we're gonna run a train real quick. Someone says, "Does Legacy Station buy used trains?" Yes, they do. Glad we could help you spend your money. Okay, so now the winner of the vote was the top winner of the vote was the Freedom Train AC9. So we're going to run that first because that won the vote, and then we got 4 others. I'm going to try to run them at the same time. Now I'm going to run the top 5, but I can't run 5 trains at once. I can run 4 trains at once. So I'm going to try to run 4 trains at once, and then we'll swap out maybe and do the Dino Express. But so let's see. I'm going to mute this, and then I'm going to go pick up the, well, I'm going to do this. Hang on a minute. Check. Can you guys hear this? I got a separate mic. All right, we're going to go out here, and I'm going to switch cameras. Give me a second. Okay, so hopefully you guys can hear me. And we're going to start some trains up. So the winner was the Freedom Train AC9. So we'll start up that. And then we'll slowly get the other ones running as well. And if my audio cuts out, let me know. Okay. Now, hopefully, the mics will work and you'll be able to hear the trains, but we'll find out. I wanted to have a camera riding on top of one of the trains, but I don't have the equipment to transmit that to the live stream. That's a little complicated. I will next time. I did order the proper equipment to do that, but I don't have it right now. Okay, let me know if you can still hear me. So when the next open house is, it's in November. I will do a video announcement of that. It's in November. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear the trains okay. So right now we're running the Freedom Train AC9. I don't have the Freedom Train passenger cars, so I'm running the American Orient Express cars behind it that were made by Lionel. All right, next we're going to start up the MTH Santa Fe Blue Goose set, which is right here. Can you guys hear the trains at all? There may be some audio cutouts. Don't worry about that. All right, so the Blue Goose and the Freedom Train AC9 are both running. And once I've got all the trains running, I'll move the cameras around a little bit so you can see them better. Okay, next we're going to start up the Appalachian Western Appalachian Mountaineer Vision Line Hudson right here. Someone asked if I'm having a Wisconsin snowstorm. I do. DCS. Okay, next we're going to start up the Southern Pacific GS4 right here. Right here.
Go to the register room and sign everything out.
Okay, now that things are running okay, I understand your offer. Everything sounded okay, Madison? I'm not gonna run into Wisconsin Central today, I don't have a head with my. That's some really, start moving in 18. Everything's going okay, guys. Let me know.
Everything's going okay, guys. Let me know.
It looks good on my end.
It looks good on my end. Does the video look okay now? Someone said it's hard to hear what I'm saying. Let's see here. Can you guys hear me better now? I think I have the mic turned on wrong. Can you guys hear me better now? Hopefully you guys can hear me better now. Oh, we had something break. Okay. Well, we had one of the trains stop, so I'm gonna, rather than sitting here fixing it, stop. So I'm gonna, we're gonna do some other stuff.
Dispatcher, we're going to Beans and call it a day. Out. We're going to Beans and call it a day. Out.
Okay. Okay. I think you guys can hear me better now. I think you guys can hear me better now. Yes.
You might want to get back on your.
All right. Let me. Mute these cameras. Okay. Someone said there's an echo going on real badly. Okay, so now it's better. It's not easy doing these multi-camera shots on a live stream. All right, so let me take that off and that off and that off. Okay. And now I'll go back to this mic. Okay, hopefully you guys got to see the trains running and it sounded okay to some extent. It's difficult to do the multi-cam, multi-audio because the cameras are all picking up audio, and so sometimes that can cause some echoes because you have multi microphones and stuff like that. So okay, so but we got to run the trains for a few. They were all running for a few minutes, and then I didn't get time to run the Dino Express, but I'll do a short of it running or something like that. But we got the 4 big trains running, so that yeah. Okay, so we had some super chats. Someone says, "Are you shocked that the 2662 Malays can take 054?" That was the DCS K8ER529 had a super chat, $5. Thank you. I mean, the 2662s, I mean, they're articulated. So, I mean, you know, with the articulation, if it's not, you know, if it's just right, it could probably, yeah, I could take 054. There's not a lot of big trains that can do 054 successfully. So thank you for the super chat there. Now the questions I was answering during the train running, I wasn't answering the super chats. I was answering the because some of them weren't asking questions. Like Sean Bleaking did $2, but I didn't see a question on that one. And John Chooch Andress did $5. Thank you, but I didn't see a question. Maybe hang on a second. I didn't see a question on his. So if he asked a question, I didn't see it. Yeah, the next special collection might be the AC9s. Okay, do you guys want to do another round of trivia real quick? And then I'll answer a couple more questions. Oh, yeah, okay. So we'll do, I'll tell you what, if everyone wants to get signed in for another round of trivia, I can answer some questions while everyone's getting signed in. So let me start another game real quick. Games, trivia, delete game, create new game. Okay, so if you log in and go to trivia, while everybody's getting signed in, I will answer. So Big Rich's trains. Let me see if I can find your. Let me see if I can find your. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find your question. That's the problem with these super chats is that they're, but the chat in general is that it's hard to find. Okay. So let me see here. Okay, there we go. Now I can see him. Okay. So Big Rich's Train says, Eric, do a video on AC9 sounds dual starring with the TMCC version. I don't have the TMCC version of the AC9. I have the last legacy version of the AC9 from 2017. So I'd have to get the TMCC AC9 that was done in like 2005 or whatever. And do a comparison. So I don't know if I'll do that soon, but it might happen. I'll definitely, when I do a video on the AC9, do a comparison between the new one and the one from 2017. DLT Berkshire, who had a couple super thanks. He says, do you want Lionel with their series of trains that scaled up versions of tin plate, standard gauge, and O gauge trains from their archive? Well, I mean, Lionel doesn't have their tin plate trains anymore. MTH has them. So they can't do them without retooling them or partnering with MTH. So yeah, Lionel's not really going to be doing that anytime soon. And then he also says, have you thought about getting Lionel's model of the 238? Oh, we did that. The 238E from 1997. Let me see what that is. That's the, I don't know if I've ever seen that. Oh, is that the Pennsylvania Torpedo? That's a cool locomotive. I might get that. That's cool. If I can find a good deal on one, I might get it. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the super chats. I think that's it as far as the questions go. But yeah, in order to do a duel with the AC9, the TMCC AC9, I'd have to buy one. So I may do that. We'll see.
Your other super chats.
Which one? Yeah, I just did those.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a delay.
Okay. DCS K8ER529 says, do you ever plan to do a throttle time on a locomotive? Especially a steam. I'm not sure what you mean by throttle time. What was your favorite video from the last 20 years? What's that echo? Okay. So I don't know what a throttle time is. What's your favorite video that you've made from the last 20 years? Gosh, that's a hard one. My favorite videos are not the ones that are the most, that get the most views. That's usually the way it goes in video land, is that the ones that are your favorite don't get the most views, and the ones that you just sort of throw together get the most views. Um, the video that I can recall me having the most fun making was, it was like in 2018, or no, it was like in 2020 or something like that. It was before I met Lisa, but it was when I built the paint booth in the garage, and I did a 2-part video on building the paint booth in the garage for doing weathering and stuff. And I had a lot of fun making that video. That was a lot of fun, and it didn't get very many views, but man, I had so much fun making that, just because it was fun building the paint booth and then editing the video and with music and everything. It was so much fun. And then there was another video I did. It was a repair video. It was actually a repair restoration video, where I was restoring an old Lionel transformer, a Type Q transformer, I think, from the post-war era. And that was a lot of fun to make too. So usually the ones that I like the most are the ones that are the most fun to make, not the ones that I think will get the most views. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. Let's do some trivia. So we got 34 players on trivia now. Let's see if we can get that a little bit higher, and then we'll do some trivia for another prize. This one will be for an Eric's Trains 20th anniversary t-shirt. So go ahead and sign in on ericstrains.com. If you haven't created an account, you can create an account by going to log in at the top right, and then sign up for a free account, and you can play trivia. We got 48 players so far. We'll do one more question while we're waiting for everyone to sign in. One more viewer question. Someone says, will you be selling 20th anniversary March online as well? Yes. It should be going on sale this week. I'll make a post about it when it's ready. I've been so busy preparing for this and everything, and work and everything, that yeah. Hey Eric, do you have any Central Pacific? That's his name. Says, hey Eric, do you have any Central Pacific equipment in your collection? I don't have a lot of Central Pacific. I have oh, what is it? I have the Jupiter, like the Lionel Jupiter model that they made. I think that's the only Central Pacific that I really have. I don't have a whole lot. Someone's Rolling Metal 15 says, do you think Lionel will ever bring back the die-cast diesel tooling? No, I don't. I wish they would. But apparently they changed the tooling to make them plastic, and so they can't go back to die-cast. So in order to make them die-cast again for the ES44 and the Genset, they would have to make brand new tooling. And seeing as they already have models of the Genset in the ES44 that are plastic bodied and sell well anyway, and I think in their mind, there's no reason to do it. And so it would cost a lot of money, and they don't want to do it. Now, should they do it? Yes, absolutely they should do it. If they remade the die-cast metal Vision Line ES44, it would sell like hotcakes. They would sell 1 million of them. Not 1 million, but you know what I mean? Like, tooling's expensive. Let's say they spend $250,000 tooling up a new Vision Line ES44, and they sell them for $1,500 a piece. They would easily sell 1,000, if not more. I mean, they would sell so well. But again, Lionel is very risk averse these days, and so they're not going to do it. I've thought about Big Rich. I've thought about redoing one of my older videos, especially ones that I'm embarrassed to watch, like the ES44 video. I can't watch my older videos, like they're just so wooden. Like my delivery was just so wooden, and I didn't have a mic, so I had to yell into the camera's mic, and I just can't stand watching them. So yes, I may do that at some point. All right, so let's see where we are with trivia. We got 47 players. Let's go ahead and we'll play one. We'll play one quick round of trivia for a T-shirt. Okay, so let me add some questions. So I've got a library of trivia questions that I can add, which makes things easy. Okay, there's an easy one. Not so easy. Easy if you know it. We talked about this earlier. And let's see here. We'll do that one. And we'll do that one. Okay, so here we go. Everybody ready? Get logged in. We are about to play some trivia. Okay, so here comes the first question. Okay, what immigrant group provided much of the labor that built the Central Pacific? Speaking of the Central Pacific line through the Sierra Nevada. What immigrant group was really responsible for much of that labor? Very inexpensive. Not our best moment as a country, but it is what it is. So, of course, the answer is the Chinese immigrant workers were used for that. And the person in the lead right now is Train Man 3. Okay. Oh yeah, forgot about that.
You're gonna have to.
Lisa's reminding me of stuff that I forgot. Okay, here comes the next question. In what year did Lionel first catalog the Vision Line Challenger? With my horrible punctuation. In what year did Lionel first catalog the Vision Line Challenger? I could have the wrong answer on this. Let me see. I might have to give everybody a gimme on that. I might have gotten the wrong answer. Well, Erid Tay 159 is in the lead. I believe the answer is 2012. Although I might have put it down wrong, but I'll come back to that. All right, let's do the next question. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I mess up on the questions. What are you doing? Okay. Here's the next question. Which of the following was not one of the first set of 4 Vision Line locomotives that Lionel produced? The Big Boy, the CC2, the 210-10-2, the Genset Switcher, or the Evolution Hybrid? Which of those was not one of the first 4? All right, Erid Tay 159 is still in the lead for 26 points. The Big Boy was not one of the first Vision Line locomotives produced. Okay, next question. Here we go. Okay. Which of the following is not one of the 4 railroads available in the classic board game Monopoly? B&O, Pennsylvania, Reading, New York Central, or Short Line? All right, Erid Tay 159 is still in the lead, and the answer is New York Central was not one of the Monopoly railroads. Okay, here we go. This is similar to a previous question. In what year did Lionel catalog? Well, when did they catalog the first GG1? Wrong picture, but right question. The first GG1 was cataloged in 1947, and CW Trains is now in the lead with 36 points. Okay. All right, here is the final question. This is a gimme. Everybody knows this one. Everybody knows this, okay? And here it comes. In what year was the Golden Spike driven in at Promontory Summit, Utah? 1879, 1859, 1869, or 1878? Of course, the answer is 1869, and Erid Tay, 159, takes the lead again. All right, we'll have one more bonus question, if I can find one. Okay, here's one. Here's a, okay. We'll do this one. This is an Eric's Trains trivia question, okay? And we'll do this for 15 points. So this could make or break the game here. Here it goes. How many 440 Hiawatha type locomotives does Eric currently have in his collection?
Too many.
14, 8, 16, or 10? Or none of the above. All right, time's up. And the answer is 10. And Small Potatoes Railroad pulls away with the win with 53 points. So Small Potatoes, if you will, in your account, go and put your mailing address on your account profile. That will allow me to send you your t-shirt, and I won't have to hunt you down to get your address. Okay? Okay. Okay. I should have shared the screen for that, but I forgot to share the screen. All right. We'll do a couple more viewer questions because we got a lot of them. Are you doing a museum? Are you doing a museum? Northeast Ohio Rail Fanner says, are you doing a museum for your trains? I don't, I guess I sort of do already, but I don't have any plans to. Did Lionel delay, P. Griff 1585 says, did Lionel delay the volume 2 release? No, it's coming out on Wednesday, as far as I know. RBMN Chockadoodle Dude says, do you think Lionel will do a Vision Line T1 in the future? I hope not. I mean, because if they did, they would just take the existing T1 and just add a couple features to it. And I mean, it'd be cool. I'd buy one, but you know, I can think of better things to do for Vision Line. Last question. TH55 says, what did you decide on the 20th anniversary Big Boy? Go or no go? I didn't do it. That train has already left the station. I didn't do the Big Boy because a couple of reasons. First of all, it's the market that is just saturated. There's 8 million different I think there was like 40 custom runs or something done, or something, like 40 different versions. I mean, like, or 30 I mean, it was crazy. Everybody did a custom run big boy. And to me, it's just asking people to spend $3,000, on a 20th anniversary locomotive. It just, and if I was going to do a big boy, I'd want it to look realistic. I wouldn't want it to say Eric's Trains 20 years, so there was that. And then there was also the fact that I would rather do several less expensive things than one big thing. And that's what we're doing when the volume 2 catalog comes out next week. We're doing at least 2, maybe 3 custom runs from the catalog. And all 3 of those don't total up to the price of a big boy. All 3 combined don't equal the price of a big boy. So that's another reason we didn't do the big boy. So I'd rather do other stuff that's more affordable and that's not so saturated and stuff like that. I might do a big boy the next time they do one. I'm sure Lionel will do another big boy in 2 years. So yeah. Okay, so the last thing I'll do, it's almost 9 o'clock. The last thing I'll do is close by just saying that it's been fun doing this for 20 years. People asked about the Hiawathas and all the GG1s behind me and all that kind of stuff. And that sort of plays into how long I've been doing this. My mindset has kind of changed over the years. I see a lot of younger social media people doing stuff that I just don't feel like doing for various reasons. And it's just like my mindset on the whole social media thing has changed a little bit over the years. I've relaxed, I've calmed down a little bit. Like this whole thing, like people, there's this thing now, like, and everybody does it in every aspect of social media, where you'll just do anything to get views. Anything. You'll sell your soul for a view or for a click or for a subscriber. And it's, and it's just, I want to get views and subscribers as much as the next person, but it's just, it's gotten to the point where just it's there's so much competition, and I just don't want to play that game. And it's just like, like when a new engine comes out, someone's got to be the first to put their video up, or I got it early, I got the first video of it up, and it's like, okay, great. But it's, I'd rather, if I'm going to put a video up of an engine, I'd rather spend some time with it and get to know it and do a video where I can actually say, hey, this is what it's actually like running this thing. And this is what, this is what I think of it. And I've had time to think about it, rather than running to the train store, grabbing it, opening it up and shooting a video and putting it up without thinking about it, just to get the views. I just don't want to do that anymore. And the other thing is that I've kind of changed my, like, I used to want to do reviews of every engine I got, and I've gotten kind of behind on doing reviews. I need to really catch up on doing it. But here comes Lisa to tell me something.
Love you.
Oh. But I've kind of like, reviewing engines is not like, after doing it for 20 years, it's not quite as exciting. And so I look for things that are exciting to me, so I don't want to review something just to review it anymore. It's kind of like, if I'm going to review something, I want to review it because I really think it's special, or because it has some sort of historical significance. Or like with the Hiawathas or the GG1s, be in a situation where I can say, okay, I'm not only going to review a Hiawatha, I'm going to show you all the Hiawathas they did and talk about the history of the Hiawatha with Lionel, and show you examples of what, even if I don't own them, show you examples of ones that are older and where it started and the first Hiawatha they made, and have a little more of a well-rounded historical view of things rather than just rushing out, buying it real and throwing up a video as fast as I can. Yeah, I guess is what I'm saying. And then, same with the GG1s. When I do a video on these, I can say, look, this is what they did. This is what they did in the past. This is where the GG1 came from. This is where it is now, and all that kind of stuff. And to me, that stuff is interesting. So I guess that's what I'm saying, is that nowadays, after 20 years, I kind of want to do the stuff that I want to do, and not the stuff that I necessarily feel that I'm supposed to do. And that way it's much more satisfying, and you guys learn more rather than me just throwing up a video just for the sake of being the first one to do it. Doing a video that actually means something, that actually has some historical context and value and stuff like that. Those are the ones that I really enjoy. Lisa's writing me a note. So that to me is the real stuff that I enjoy now, is sort of tying it all together, the whole story of where these things are now and where they came from and everything that's happened to them over the years and stuff like that. So I'm not doing that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not as competitive, I guess, as I used to be. Where it was, see, there's Lisa.
Hi.
So yeah. Let's see.
That Hiawatha review is going to be great.
So yeah, that's I guess that's what I take after 20 years is that it's not, it's I don't want to, it's this frenzy on social media to be the first one to do something and to be all this stuff. And it's like, to me, it's more important to do things at this point, at least, if I was starting off now and I was younger and I was doing it, I would probably be a lot more competitive and a lot more active and running around trying to do things first and get as many views as I can. But at this point, it's more about just like sharing the collection and just and telling a story about where things came from rather than just, a quick video.
What was the first Appalachian and Western?
That was a trivia question earlier.
But where is it?
It's, I think it's on the way out. Anyway, so that's, but yeah, that's going to be fun. Now, someone asked about the open house. The open house is happening this year in November. Do you remember what day it is?
It's the 15th. I put it in the chat.
November 15th.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah, I'll do a video announcement of it. Also, the new Lionel catalog is coming out on Wednesday, and I'll be doing a live show with Ben, like we did last time. So that should be a lot of fun. Ben's always a lot of fun to have on a show, and he's a good friend of mine, and it'll be fun doing looking at the new catalog with Ben. So there's
They missed out on PT tonight.
yeah, I ran out of time. I can't do a 6-hour show. Yeah. So cool stuff coming up. And then also when that train arrives that I ordered, I will do an unboxing for it for the 773 Hudson. And when I do that, I'm going to do like I did with the Century Club GG1. That'll be kind of a little bit of a historical background video of the Hudson and the new Hudsons and all that kind of stuff, so that you have the right context of where things come from. Another video I really want to do at some point is I've been writing a script for it, but I haven't done it. There's a lot of stuff I've got scripts for, but is a video about the prices of trains and why it's not as bad as you think. Well, maybe it is, but I want to do a video where I do a comparison and do some historical stuff So yeah, a lot of historical stuff I wanted, because here's the thing, like I'm to the point now, kind of going back to what I was saying, where I've got so many trains in the collection that I can do historical stuff. Like when I do the AC9 video, I can say, well, here's the new AC9, here's the one they did before it. And maybe like he was asking, maybe I'll get the TMCC one and show that one too. And so you can kind of see, compare, or like the GG ones. I've got the new ones. I've got the ones they did in 2016, so I can compare and contrast. So it's kind of that kind of situation where I've got enough where I can actually do some historical context and actually have the historical context to show you. So, yeah. But anyway, but that's that. I think that's it. I think we've run out of time. It's already 9 o'clock. So I think we'll call it a night unless I'm missing something. Unless someone wants to do something else, but I'll do another. Like I said, we're doing a live show on Wednesday when the new Lionel catalog drops. I'm doing that show with Ben, and that should be a lot of fun. And it's going to be fun to see the new Lionel catalog. Now, I already know what's in the catalog because I've been doing this for a long time. So people have already leaked what's in the catalog, and I'm not going to talk about what's in it yet because. Why? What's the point? You'll find out in 3 days. I haven't seen, but I sort of have to know what's in it because I'm designing the custom runs. So, but it's going to be fun when the new catalog comes out. Should be really cool. And it's going to be a fun show to do with Ben and take a look at the catalog. So I will publish an event for that video probably tomorrow, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for the last 20 years. It doesn't seem like 20 years except in my beard. I did have something I did have something that I wanted to show you. I forgot to put it on earlier. See if I can grab it. I meant to put this on when the show started, but I was just so busy doing stuff that I forgot. But as many of you know, when the show started, when I started doing these videos, I had long hair. And so now it's short now. The reason it's short is because the hair has started, as I've gotten older, the hair has started thinning in the back a little bit. And I didn't want to be one of those guys that has long hair with a bald spot. And so that's when I chopped it off. But just for old time's sake, I thought we would do something fun. So give me a second. There we go. So it's like it's 20 years ago. So welcome to Eric's Trains. Except I didn't have the gray beard 20 years ago. So, but anyway, but I meant to put this on earlier, but I was so busy trying to do stuff that I got that I forgot to put it on. But yeah, here it is. Lisa likes it because when she met me, I had long hair, so she kind of liked it. So it kind of doesn't look too different from the hair that I had when I had long hair. So this is kind of maybe my next video I'll do it with this wig on. That'll be kind of funny. I'll do it the next video I do. I'll have this on, and people will be like, "What's going on?" I mean, I'll dye the beard too. I'll dye it black, and then they'll be like, "We're turning back the clock, 20 years." But yeah, we're back to 2010. I mean, if you look at some of my videos, I mean, my hair was down to here sometimes. I mean, it was pretty long, and I started growing it when I was in college, and just because I never liked the way I looked with short hair. And then eventually I didn't have a choice, and I had to cut it off because I didn't want a big bald spot back here. So plus it's a lot easier to manage the short hair. So, but here it is. This is how the channel started off. So maybe the next review video I do, or whatever it is, I'll wear this for it and give people a little flashback. It's not a bad wig. I mean, it's really not. So Anyway, but yeah, someone said it got the color perfect too. I mean, it kind of did. I got 2 wigs because I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure, and so like I'm that kind of person. When I order stuff, I usually order 2, and just return the one that I don't like, just because I'm always But yeah, this one actually, the one that I got, the first one had these. It was more like a woman's wig, but this one actually looks pretty good. So, um, someone says I certainly don't regret chopping off on my hair. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Lisa particularly is in love with the short hair, but man, it's especially when it's really short like it is now, and like during the summer. Um, it feel like you come in from the hot outside and I can just run my head under the kitchen sink and it just feels good. And there's benefits to having really short hair. But anyway, so I think that'll do it for tonight. But yeah, thank you guys for 20 years. I hope you enjoyed the show. Everything seemed to go fairly smoothly. We didn't have any major glitches, so that was good. I get better at this every time I do it. Next time I do a show where we do the "you vote for it, I run it" thing, which we will do again. I'm going to have the piece of technology needed to put the camera on the train as it runs around, and that'll give you the train's eye view. But I couldn't do it for this one because you have to have a special wireless transmitter to do that in order for it to tie into the streaming software. So, but oh, here's another good question. With your interest in history, how interested are you in collecting and exploring post-war and pre-war locomotives? Well, I have. Well, I in a perfect world, yes. I started off with post-war stuff. I still have some, but it's just under the layout. I have some post-war locomotives on the display cases. I just don't have a ton of it, and I don't actively collect it anymore. Mainly because I don't have enough room. I'm already running out of room the way it is, and so I just you have to pick and choose what you collect. And so, yes, if I had a mansion and like unlimited space, I would collect post-war and pre-war, but I just don't have the space for it. But I do love it. That's what I cut my teeth on. That's what I grew up with. That's what I first learned to repair trains when I was a kid, because I inherited the trains from my dad, his trains that he had when he was a kid, but they were in terrible shape because his mom had just thrown him in the back of in the basement, a closet, and they had been sitting there for 30 years. And so I had to fix them because they didn't run right. And so I had to learn how to fix them. And that's how I learned how to fix trains. I was on all those post-war trains, and I bought the Greenbergs. I think it's Greenbergs, the repair manual that had all the schematics of all the cars and the engines and everything. So yeah, I still have that book. What are you going to do when you run out of room? Oh yeah, I meant to talk about this. Gosh, see, there's so many things I wanted to talk about tonight. There's a couple things happening. Number one, at a bare minimum, the main room, I'm going to be tearing that down and rebuilding it at some point. If we don't move, so there's 3 things that can happen. We're either gonna buy a new house that's bigger. We're gonna renovate this house and push out the back and add more room to the back. Or we're not going to do any of those things, and I'm just going to remodel the main room. Because the layout, especially in the main room, is pretty old, and it's got a lot of mistakes that I made, and a lot of mistakes I'd like to rectify. And so I really want to redo it. And so, even if we don't move or expand, at some point, I'm probably going to tear the main room down and redo it. I'll probably make it the train part a little bit smaller to have more room for hanging out. That's worst case scenario. We've looked at houses. The problem is that moving all these trains is not, I mean, first of all, moving all these trains would be a monstrous undertaking. And number two, there's other things we have to consider when we buy a new house. You know, what kind of internet service does it have? What are the taxes like there? All those kind of things. And we also have to, you know, one of the other reasons we want to change the living situation is because we want to have a room on the main floor that can be used for my mom or my dad because they're pretty old now, and then probably eventually us once we get older. So we've been looking at houses. That's an expensive undertaking. And then the other option, which is kind of the one we're leaning towards right now, is just renovating the house we have, because this house is paid off. I own it. And so I'm kind of like, you know, why not just expand what I own? And so the plan right now, at least, is to just push out and add about maybe 15 feet to the back of the house. That will add enough room upstairs for a bedroom on the main floor with a full bathroom. And then it'll expand the basement out and allow room for more trains. Now, it's not going to probably result in the layout being much bigger. If we push out this room, I'll have to tear it down to allow for the construction. And so when it gets built back, it won't be any, I don't have any plans to make the layout any bigger, but there'll be more room for hanging out and more room for displaying trains. So that's kind of where we're going right now. But the process of renovating a house, doing a major renovation, is I've always heard it's a nightmare. So that's a whole animal unto itself. So, but that's where we're kind of at right now. We might just push the house back. So the answer to what are you going to do when you run out of room is we're going to add more house one way or another. But yeah, right now I'm like, it's probably cheaper to renovate and also, you know, I own the house. I just we finally paid the house off this year. And so I own it free and clear. And so we're thinking in the long run, it's probably cheaper just to renovate and keep what we have. The downside of that is that we would end up with probably the most expensive house in the neighborhood. But that's for my son to worry about when I die. So, have you looked into getting one of Lionel's breakdown B units? Are you talking about the ones they made a long time ago? I don't think they've made them recently. They have the breakdown Vision Line GP40, or was it GP30? But I don't think they've done the breakdown B unit in a while, but it'd be cool to have one. Start boring underground, deep underground. You know, if I could, I would. That'd be really cool. I've always wanted a house with like hidden rooms or like a hidden stairway or something like that, but that's expensive. Like we looked at all these. We found this great house that was over by Lake Lanier, and it's over by where my son lives, so it's closer to him and his soon-to-be wife's family. Soon-to-be wife, his fiance now, but and we found this great house, but the problem was that the internet service sucked, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do that because my internet service that I have here right now, like it rules. Like I have AT&T fiber. It's 5 gigabit fiber. So it is screaming fast. I mean, it is insanely fast, and I don't want to give that up. And because the screaming fast fiber is what allows me to do multi-camera shows and stream and have the webcams and all that stuff. So, hey, Bear Creek Woodworking. Hey, how you doing? Okay. I think that's the last question. What is my here we go. What is my favorite steam engine? You know what? I should just get it over with and name it. But I don't really have a favorite. I have my favorite type of steam engine. My favorite type of steam engine is overall is the is a 484 Northern. That's my favorite type of steam engine. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like Berkshires and Atlantics and Hudsons and all that kind of stuff. But my favorite overall type is the 484 Northern. It's just like the perfect compromise. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's just perfect. And I love the 484 Northerns. I have the Milwaukee Road S3, the Santa Fe Northerns. I mean, I love them all. So yeah. Oh, we got another super thank you from Hoosier I3L. $20 for 20 years. Thank you so much, man. He's been watching since he was 9 years old. Wow. It's 24 now. Probably the first channel on YouTube I ever subscribed to, which was over 15 years ago. Love your channel. Thanks, man. That's awesome, man. That kind of goes into what I was saying earlier, where you see a lot of the social media generation that are now adults. And it's kind of cool that like they're the ones that are now getting jobs and careers and disposable income and picking up the torch and keeping the hobby alive. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I think we'll end it there. It's past 9 o'clock, so we'll end it there. But yeah, thanks for 20 years, guys, and I guess 25 years is not too far away. So maybe when Lionel does the next Big Boy, we'll do a 25th year Big Boy. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for 20 years, and it's been a lot of fun. And thanks for tuning in tonight. And I will see you guys on Wednesday when I do the show with Ben about the new Lionel catalog that drops on Wednesday morning. Should be a lot of fun. So I'll see you then. Until then, stay safe, and I will see you later. Thanks a lot, guys.